this. I don't know when they started doing that with this reminder thing, but what's up, family? For those who don't know who I am, my name is AB. Platinum 2000 in this business. I'm gonna go ahead and drop my Instagram. Y'all, let's definitely stay connected. But this call, I'm gonna show you guys how to use Cashtrap, which is one of the best products that we have, in my opinion, right? Liberty is also an amazing product. That's what you guys have access to, Simple Scalper, and things like that. I know Sam went over that on Monday, but I'm going to go over how to use Hourglass and specifically the Cashtrap strategy. That way you guys can learn how to use that independently. Hold on one second, y'all. All right, so guys, using these products are super important because let's say, for instance, Matt, right? Matt's about to get married, so he's not going to be on Go Live until literally next month. And I don't want you guys freaking out about that, because as long as you know how to use Cashtrap, you can still make money even without having a session. When I trade, independently, I'm always using Cashtrap, and that's always increasing my accuracy when it comes to these trades. So I'm going to show you guys how to access it, one, and then how to use it. So to access Cashtrap, literally, guys, all you do is type in Hourglass.im. Now, this does not come with your subscription. So if you currently got started with the HFX pack and you didn't add anything else, you do not have Hourglass. If you do want to add it, I'm not going to go to it actually, but you literally just go to im.academy, which is your back office. You go to your shopping cart, and then you'll see where it says Hourglass. It's like $23 a month. I promise y'all it's worth every single penny. If you guys have made money using Cash App already, drop some $signs in the chat box, because Cash App is lit. It's just amazing. I don't know where my trading results would be without it, if I'm being honest with y'all. But if y'all have made money using Cash App already, go ahead and drop some $signs in the chat box. Let's go, let's go, let's go. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to hourglass.im, and you can get to this through the actual academy on IM Center, but that's the very long way. So I'm not even gonna show y'all the long way. Just type in hourglass.im and then save it as a bookmark, save it as a favorite. That way you can easily access it when you need to. But while I look this up, I'm going to actually show you guys where you can get some additional resources. So everything I'm going to go over with you guys, you have access to through our Discord. So if you guys go to trading resources, in the if you have the HFX role, you go to trading resources and you'll see a Google Drive right here. If you guys click on that and then click on HFX, right, you will see where it says Cashtrap cheat sheet. You see the same thing for Simple Scalper as well, right? So the Cashtrap cheat sheet is going to show you all of the confirmations that you can use to be profitable with this app. So if I'm going too fast, if you miss something, if you forget it, you can always access it later by literally clicking on that. You know your girl had to hook this up for y'all, okay? So yeah, so this is gonna go over all 7 confirmations, and it's also gonna go over the point system so you can know how many of these confirmations you need to have an accurate trade. And then I also inserted a screenshot and kind of numbered, which confirmation goes with which, right? So number 1 goes with this, number 2, 3, and 4 is kind of in this area, 5, 6, and I hella forgot to put 7, but you guys get the point, right? So you can always use this as a guide if you ever forget. And again, you access that through Discord. So I'm going to essentially just explain to you guys what all that is. So have your notepads ready. That way you can refer back to this when you get a chance to, right? So first things first, okay? On the right, on the panel right here to the right, you're going to have what's called your alert panel. Okay, so your alert panel is going to have all of the currency pairs that this app is basically going to analyze for you, and it's constantly being upgraded. I know Matt is working on, our Cashtrap 3.0, which is super lit. So I think in 3.0 it's going to have, I don't know, I just had a brain fart. It's going to have something, I forgot. Somebody knows it, drop in the chat box, but it's going to have something else added. I forgot what it was, but this is going to literally show you all the currency pairs that it actually analyzed. Now you'll notice that it's going to have the currency pair twice, right? So one of them is going to be the most recent idea, and then the other one is going to be the previous idea. Okay, so this was 5 minutes ago. This was less than a minute ago. Now, one thing to note about Hourglass is that every 5 minutes, this is going to update. Thank you, Rakiba. Yes, that's going to have the point system. So every 5 minutes, this is going to update, right? So right now it's 7:15 Eastern time. So as you can see, this trade idea was called less than a minute ago. So it's the most recent idea. You always want to take the most recent idea, right? Don't take the one that was called out previously. That's just there so you can kind of gauge, right? I guess the trend, the direction, and different things like that. So always take the most recent idea, but you guys can choose. Now you'll see there's a ton of ideas. What I recommend, okay, don't just be like an idea junkie, because that's not how you see accurate results. If you really want to see, you know, just have accurate results, you guys pick about 1 to 2 pairs to focus on. Okay, so if you're going to be trading, you know, USD JPY and Euro USD, focus on just those two. Or, you know, if you like trading certain type of pairs, just trade those, right? If you like GBP pairs, you can look at just those, but don't really get in the habit of just clicking everything and then just taking whatever you see is ready, because you're not really gauging how the market is moving. If you focus on one pair at a time, you can kind of see what the trend is, you can study what it's doing, and that's going to ultimately increase your accuracy. Okay, so the first confirmation that you guys want to be looking for is called the currency strength meter. Now, I want to give you guys a website. I don't really know what it is off the top of my head, but I always just type in currency strength meter, and then I just go to the first one. So it's livecharts.co.uk, right? So this is the currency strength meter that that I like to use, and all the currency strength meter is going to tell you is which currency pair is strong, right? If you guys know, we're trading currencies, so when you know what pair is stronger, it's going to tell you what direction you're looking for the market to go, which is important because we trade off of directions, right? When you buy it, you want it to go up. When you sell it, you want it to go down. So the rule of thumb is that when you're looking at two currency pairs, whichever currency pair is the strongest, right? Let's say the first pair is stronger, you're looking for the market to buy up. If the second pair is stronger, you want the market to sell. So let's say, for instance, we have Euro and the USD, right? Euro is clearly stronger because it has 5 bars. I think that's 6 bars. And then USD has 4 bars, right? So you know that the euro is stronger. Now, I like to always double check this with Hourglass just to make sure. In this case, we see that, you know, 69 is greater than 63. So again, the euro is stronger than USD. I hope that makes sense, right? All you're doing is looking to see what number is bigger, or if you're looking at this particular website, which one has the most bars, right? So write this down, you guys. If the first currency pair is stronger, you're looking for the market to buy. If the second currency pair is stronger, you're looking for the market to sell, right? So for instance, if we have, try to find an example for y'all. Okay, boom. So we have NZD USD, right? NZD is at 26, USD is at 63. So because the US dollar is stronger, the market should be going down and selling, right? If that makes sense, drop a 1 in the chat box. If that makes sense to you guys so far, drop a 1 in the chat box.
Can you repeat that?
I sure can. So if you're looking at a currency pair, right, which is just this right here, the symbol is a currency pair. Whatever currency is first, if the top number is bigger than the bottom number, right, which means that the first currency pair is stronger, you're looking for the market to buy, which you're looking for a call, right? And you want the market to go up. So call, buy, that equates to an upward movement. If the second currency pair is stronger, like we see right here with NZD USD, the US dollar has a larger number, you're looking for the market to sell, right? So if the second pair is stronger and the first pair is weaker, the market is going to sell, it's going to go on a downtrend. You would do a put or the red button, right? And I'm going to show you guys an example in a second. So that's just the first confirmation, right? I like to look at this first because once I can kind of see which pair is stronger, I can kind of eliminate certain ideas that don't match up with that. So if I'm looking at NZD USD and it calls out, you see it literally just changed, right? And it calls out a buy, right? I know that I may not want to look for buys because the US dollar is stronger. So I'm going against the trend if I do that. Also notice just how this literally just changed, right? So it's 7:20, a new 5-minute interval just popped up and these numbers changed. So literally within 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever the case is, right? The strength of these currency pairs are constantly fluctuating. So it's important to understand what pair is stronger. That way you know what direction you're looking for the market to go. So let me go back up to let me go to UJ, for instance, right? So boom, we got the currency strength meter. Now the second confirmation is the arrow, which is super simple, right? So if you know, okay, the US dollar is stronger, I'm looking for buys, that means that you want to be also looking for an up arrow, right? And that'd be your second confirmation that the market wants to go up. So in this case, right, we see an up arrow. It says call. So that's two confirmations that we have currently for a buy. Now the same would apply for a sell, right? So if we're looking back at NZD USD, okay, the US dollar is stronger, so we're looking for sales. We have a down arrow, right? So we know, okay, cool. Now I know that it's not a guarantee that the market's going to sell, but you have at least two confirmations that is going in that direction, which is great. Okay. The third confirmation that you want to look at is, let's see which one I want to do. Let me do the support and resistance, right? So if I zoom in on this, you guys see it's like a red line right here and then a green line. You see this red line and this green line, right? These are support and resistance. So consider this the floor and the ceiling of the market, right? And I always give this example. If we have a basketball or just any ball in general, and we throw that ball down to the ground, it's going to bounce back up. If we throw that ball up to the ceiling, it's going to come back down. So, sorry, you guys. So the support, right, is going to be your floor, right? That's what's supporting price at that level, right? So the support is going to be the floor or this green line, and your resistance is going to be the ceiling or this red line. So if you see these candles, right, which is the box, right, these blue and red boxes are called candlesticks. If it's by a support or resistance area, right, then that's another confirmation for either a buy or a sell. So let me show you guys an example here. So you see, whoa, I'll do that again. What I do? Wait a minute. Okay, hold on here. I don't messed up. Okay, so let me go back to NZ. Let me go back to that pair because that's actually a great setup for a sell. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in for y'all so that way you can see it. Okay, so you can see right here, right? You see this red candlestick forming, right? And then you can see this red line right here. So this red candle is right by this red line, which means that it literally hit the ceiling and it wants to come back down. So that's another confirmation for a sell. Does that make sense, you guys? If so far those three make sense, drop a one in the chat box, right? So when you see the red line or just price in general hitting the ceiling, you know, okay, cool, it's going to hit the ceiling and come back down. So it's going to be a downtrend, which is why you have this down arrow, right? And we know it's going down because the US dollar is stronger, and that's the second currency pair. So we're looking for sales, and that kind of aligns with that, right? Now, as you can see, it's changing, right? So that's why you want to also have other confirmations. So I'm going to go over the point system at the end so that you can understand, right, when to take a trade. Because if you just see a down arrow, that is not enough to get into a trade. You want to have a certain number of confirmations that you can see before you hop in a trade to make sure that it's not going to reverse. Because in this case, if we would have just got in off of just those three confirmations, we can see now that there's a blue candle. So the market would have been going up when we want it to go down. So you want to always make sure that you have a certain number of confirmations. That way you have accuracy when you enter that trade. So recap, right? I literally went over, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to show y'all this too. That way we can kind of compare this, right? So I just went over the currency strength meter, right? And I have my notes here. So the top currency larger, you buy it. The bottom currency larger, you sell it, right? So we already confirmed that it's going to be a sell with that. We have the down arrow, so that's 2 points, right? Now we have another sell. I went over the support and resistance. That's 3 confirmations. Now the next one is called the Bollinger Bands. Now, I wanted to do a quick disclaimer because I know if you're new on this call, it's a whole lot of terminology and this is probably confusing to you guys, but understand the hardest part is the terms, right? Once you understand what you're looking at, it's so simple. We're looking for colors, lines, and directions, right? Don't let the actual names of things confuse you. But ultimately, the Bollinger Bands that I'm referring to are these little bands outside. So this blue line all the way down here and this red line up here, right? These two combined are called Bollinger Bands. And think of that like another support and resistance, right? Those bands are going to basically tell you, okay, when the market's going to reverse if it hits that point. So for instance, if I was to look, let let's say I was to look right up in this zone. That's actually a really good example. Let me circle some stuff for y'all so y'all can see it, right? So if I was to look right around here, right? Where'd it go? Okay, so this right here. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, let me change this because I need to make this look pretty. No. Mm. Mm. Okay, we getting somewhere, y'all. Bear with me now. Okay, so you guys see where this circle is, right?
We find it over here.
Okay, there we go. So where this circle is, right? This is where an example. Zoom in for y'all so you can see what I'm looking at, right? This is an example where this candle is touching the Bollinger Band. Okay, so anytime you see this red candle touching or kind of breaking through, meaning it's going outside of this red Bollinger Band, that's another confirmation for a sell. So look at this example right here. This is actually a really, really good example of all confirmations lining up, right? You have the red candle hitting this red line right on the outside here. That's a confirmation. You also see where we have our ceiling or our resistance line right here. That's another confirmation. I'm pretty sure, right, the US dollar was weaker. Let's just assume that was another confirmation. Let's also assume that we had a down arrow, right? That is 4 confirmations so far. Now, what else we're looking for is the RSI and the stochastic. I know the terms, but let's just say this row and this row, right, is called RSI, your relative strength index, and your stochastic, or STOCH for short, where what all we want to happen is this black line to just cross down through the red line. That's it, right? So let me draw a circle over it. That way you can see exactly what is supposed to happen. So, oh my goodness, I need a mouse. Okay, so you guys see this, right? So where my circle is right here, you see how this black line is crossing down this red? That's another confirmation for a sell, and it's doing the exact same thing. It's doing the exact same thing right here as well. Let me circle these for y'all. Okay, so that's all you want to happen, right? You see this black line crossing down, you're in the money. So let me recap. Number one, you want to see the currency strength meter, right? The second pair is, I'm looking for sells, right? The second currency pair is stronger. That's 1 confirmation for a sell. Let's say we have a down arrow. That's 2 confirmations for a sell when you see the down arrow that says sell, put, right? Number 3, you have this red candle touching this red line. And then number 4, you have this red candle touching this red line, which is your resistance area. Number 5, you have this black line crossing down the red dotted lines. And number 6, you also have that same movement down here. Y'all, when I tell y'all, if y'all can just line up the colors, that's it, right? You can see it's just, okay, crossing down the reds, the red touching the red lines, a red arrow, right? When you add up all those confirmations, then you know that you're in a position to enter for a sell, right? The last confirmation that you want to look for is an S, right? And this is kind of like a bonus. You may not see this all the time, but if you see an S, that means a sell. If you see a B, that means a buy. So in this case, we got the S before the movement, but I know that it was going to sell because the candle literally broke through this red Bollinger Band, right? And then this candle formed and boom, it sold. And as you can see, if I was to enter this trade right here at this price, I would have been in profit because the market sold down, right? Are y'all following me so far? If that makes sense, drop a yes in the chat box. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself. I want to make sure that all you guys understand this because that's it, right? It's super, super simple. When you know what you're looking for, I know this app seems hella intimidating because there's a whole lot going on, but when you kind of know, okay, I'm just looking for these particular things, like it's kind of become second nature, right? And a buy is literally the exact opposite. So instead of looking for all the reds, you look for all the blues, right? So I'm gonna show you guys an example of a buy in a second. I'm glad you guys understand that. And so even for this example, right, this is actually a pretty good setup for a sell. So the currency strength, right, the US dollar is still stronger. Okay, we have a down arrow. right? We have it, it's kind of really, it broke past our resistance zone. It broke past the ceiling, right? And we see that right now, this is preparing to cross down. So I wouldn't take it just yet. I wouldn't take this trade just yet, because so far I only have two confirmations, right? I have the currency strength and then I have the arrow. Once this officially crosses through the red lines, then I'll have two more confirmations, and that'll be a total of four confirmations. And for me, that's a great trade. So I would take it at that point. Okay. So when you think about the point system, that's literally how many of these trades you're adding up to know when to get in. So if you get 3 points, right, meaning let's say you have the currency strength, the arrow, and then you get a support and resistance, right? You got 3 points. That's only a good trade. I typically don't enter a trade off of just 3 points unless I know for certain, based off of my own independent knowledge about the markets, that it's going to sell or buy. Then I'll take the trade, right? If it absolutely makes sense, if it's hitting certain zones, then I'll take it then. But if I'm just relying on just Cashtrap alone, I don't take just good trades, because you have a 65% chance of getting that correct, right? And you have higher chances of getting better percentages if you just wait. So 3 points is only a good trade. You get about 65% accuracy. 4 points, that's a great trade. So you may have currency strength, the arrow, support or resistance, and you may have the RSI, right? Which again is just one of these lines. So as you guys can see, this is actually crossing down right here. It's selling. That's a great trade for a sell. I would have got in that, right? So this is giving you your entry price. So what you're looking for is the last 3 digits. So let's say, for instance, I go to pocket options. Say I go to my demo account or whatever account it's going to pull up, right? Let's say I go to, let's see, say I do demo. All right, so let's say I go to that particular pair, right? I'm going to go to NZD, USD. And I like to look at this on the area view, right? But what I'll be looking for when I use this product is I'm looking for the last 3 digits. So it says 795 is my entry. So I'm going to look on my broker platform and I'm going to find, okay, where is 795? Right, that is basically right around where my line is, right? So that's the 795 area. And as you guys can see, it literally tanked. You guys see that, right? So where my mouse, well, not where my mouse is, but kind of where this line going across is, right? That's that 795 price. And if I was to enter right there, the market literally fell to the floor, you would have been in profit based off of lining up all these confirmations, right? Look at that. Sheesh. Look at that. Yeah, that's a beautiful trade. That is literally a beautiful trade, right? We got 4, 1, 2, yeah, we got 4 confirmations, really 5, because it really went past the ceiling. So if it breaks past the ceiling, it's oversold. I mean, I'm sorry, overbought. And so you know that, hey, if it brought up too much, it has to come down, right? All the confirmations line up to that. You would have gotten to that trade, that price. You would have been way in profit off of that beautiful sell. And that's it, right? So when it comes to Hourglass, we normally take these for 3 minutes. I would say if you're using pocket options, you do 5 minutes, right? If you have race options, binary cent, IQ cent, buy forex, whatever, right? Do a 3-minute trade, and if you need to roll over once. But if you're on pocket options, you can decide to do 3 or 5 minutes, because again, every 5 minutes this will update, right? So I wouldn't recommend taking it longer than 5 minutes, because you may and be in that trade too long and it may reverse on you, right? So every 5 minutes, take a trade. This was a great setup for a sell. We would have gotten there. We would have cleared just based off of looking for those particular setups. Now, if I'm looking for a buy, I'm going to literally do the exact same thing, but in reverse. So let's just say I'm looking at, let's say I'm looking at, let me find one that has a good setup for y'all. Ooh, this is a beautiful setup. Okay. So let's just say I'm looking at GBP CAD. Right? This has literally every, basically every confirmation, right? So 1, the Great British Pound is stronger because 51 is bigger than 26, right? So we have 1 confirmation for a buy. We have the up arrow, that's 2 confirmations. We see that this blue candle is right at this green line, meaning price hit the floor, so it must come back up, right? It hit our area of support. That's 3 confirmations. We got the B, that's 4 confirmations. And we got 2 cross ups. So that's 5, that's 6 confirmations on that trade. And as you can see, a beautiful blue candle popped up. If we would have got into a buy at that price, we would have cleared that trade, right? Yeah, that's it. That's it. This is so great. I love this product, right? Now, how you know that it's not ready? Let's say, for instance, I click on GBP CHF, right? I just click on a random currency pair. One, the Great British Pound is stronger, so I know I'm looking for buys, but this called out a sell, which that can happen, right? I've been in trades sometimes where the currency was, supposed to go up, but everything else was set up for a sell. So I took it for a sell, right? Again, you're adding up the points. So if the currency is going, okay, I wanted to go up, but all the other confirmations are going for a sell, take the sell because you may be catching a pullback, right? And all the pullback is if the market is buying up, it eventually comes back down, you get a good entry, and then it comes back up, right? So always catch those pullbacks. But if you look here, we have the currency strength is going for a buy. We have a down arrow, right? It's not really at a support or resistance zone, and this is not crossing up or down any areas. I would not take this trade because I don't have enough confirmations for that, right? So I would just literally go right past that. Let's say I look at GBP AUD. I can see here that we have the Great British Pound is stronger. We have, it literally hit our area of resistance. So that's two confirmations. Actually, let me back up, right? So we have the currency strength, right? It's showing that the pound is stronger. So I would be looking for buys, but we have price right here that hit the ceiling, right? Hit this red line. So that's a confirmation for a sell. We have a down arrow, which is another confirmation for a sell, right? But we do not have any cross downs up here, and we do not have any cross ups at this green level. So I would not take that trade. Does that make sense? You guys want to add up all the lines. Now you may see that sometimes the arrow may be accurate. Taking the arrow alone was like a 50-50 chance if you win that trade, right? You could take it and you may win, but the goal is not to just win. The goal is to be accurate as possible, right? We're not here to gamble. We're here to have accuracy. So sometimes you have to be patient and you have to wait, for those trades to actually set up. That way you get the best possible entry. Now, let me give you guys a gem, right? Let me see if I can find an example. So the market, we know it moves really, we say two directions, but it really moves in three directions, right? It goes up, down, and sideways. So for instance, the market is going to either go, it's either going to go up, it's either going to go down, right? Or it's going to go sideways, right? Now, when it's going sideways, that is called consolidation. Now, you'll know a market is consolidating when the currency strength is close in numbers. So for instance, right here, we see that, it's 56 and 50. That market most likely is consolidating because really they're not, one is not as strong or as weak, right? And if I look at this on here, let me actually refresh the screen. So if I look at GBP and USD right here, they're literally the same, right? These are the same strength. So to be honest with you, when the market is consolidating, the simple scalper strategy is the best to use, which is in the Liberty product or the Liberty app, because when you're consolidating, you want to look for certain things, right? So using the simple scalper strategy in Liberty, that's the best product to use on a consolidating market, right? Hourglass and Cashtrap is great to use on a trending market, meaning when it's a clear uptrend or a clear downtrend, okay? Write that down, it's important. But you can use this on consolidation. You just have to kind of know what's going on. So I'm going to actually pull up TradingView and show you guys something really fast. This is probably not a part of my training, but I'm going to do it anyway. This is my training. So I'm gonna show you guys TradingView because I want you guys to be good traders. Like I really want you guys to understand like what to look for and not be as dependent on a person to help you make money, right? If you can do this by yourself, you are literally in the game. So I want to show you guys how to look at this, right? Now, I like to use TradingView to actually mark up my charts. Hourglass is great for my confirmations, but as you guys can see, I have a lot of lines on here. All these lines are support and resistance. I do that over and over and over again, support and resistance, and my Bollinger Band, so I can just see what it's doing, right? But if you guys can look here, you see it's going up, it's going sideways, and it's going down. That tells you a whole lot, right? Now, when you have a market that's actually consolidating and going, you said when the numbers, so when the numbers are the same or really, really close together. So in this case, we had, the numbers were 50, and 56, right? So those are like literally right by each other. So 50 is close to 56. So that tells me that the market is consolidating and not really going up or down. Now, if you have the numbers where it's like 60 and like 12, you know that it's a clear trend because one is clearly way stronger or way weaker than the other one, right? So if I'm looking at this on TradingView, you can see that it's going up. So I would be buying this market, right? And then it's going sideways and then it's going down. So this sideways movement, this is called consolidation. Now this is cool because if you have your support and resistance lines marked up, you can profit off of this pretty easily, because what ends up happening is the markets hit the same points over and over and over and over again. So right here, right, let's say I make these lines yellow so you guys can know exactly what I'm referring to. Where these yellow lines are, this is going to show you where the market is consolidating. Now I know it's consolidating because it's literally hitting the same lines repeatedly. So for instance, it came through here, right? It hit this yellow line, it came down, it hit it, it came down, it hit it, it came down, and then it ended up touching this zone right here, right? And it came up again, tested this area, came back around, right? But you can tell it's not really moving past these zones, right? Really, these whole lines right here, this is the consolidation zone, but it's not really going above or below that, right? Until it breaks out right here. This candle is called a breakout. So when it breaks out of this zone, you know that it's going to continue its trend, right? And so in this case, it went up, it kind of played around sideways, and then it broke out of that zone and pushed all the way down. So now it's a downtrend. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Drop a yes. I want to make sure that you guys are following, because I know the language itself can be a little bit confusing. So let me know if I'm going too fast for y'all. Okay, great. Great, great, great. So yeah, so if you don't see it going in a trend, you can literally, you know exactly how to enter these trades. So if I'm trading this, right, I know, okay, boom, these are my particular targets I'm looking for. Now, if it ends up hitting price 246, I know I'm going to sell it, because every time it hits that line, it sells, right? So I know, okay, cool, I can just wait till it hits 246, which is this price right here. I'm getting it for a sell. I may get into a sell for 1 minute or 2 minutes. And the reason why I shorten my time is because the market is going up and down over and over again, right? When you have a clear trend, 3 to 5 minutes is a good time to be in a trade. When you have consolidation, I shorten my time because it can reverse and go opposite very, very quickly on me. So for instance, let's say I have this trade right here, right? Or this little area. So if I was to get into a trade right here, right, it hit this line, I would have gotten for a sell, boom, I would have cleared. It hit this line again, I got in for a sell, boom, it cleared. But then it bought up the next candle, and then it bought up again, right? So I would not be in that trade for longer than a couple minutes, because it can hit the line, come down, and then buy back up and do it again. So I do maybe like a 1 minute trade, and that's called sniper entries or scalping, right? Again, a lot of terminology, y'all will catch on. But you know, when somebody says, you know, I'm scalping or I'm sniping the market, it's basically like you're kind of getting in and getting out really, really quickly. So it's really, really fast movements, but you kind of have an idea of what it's going to do based off of what it's previously been doing. So even in this area right here, every time it would have hit 929, I would have sold it, right? Because every time it hits it, it sells. 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 Over and over and over and over again, right? Same thing down here. I would be looking for buys at the 54 price, because every time it hits this price, it buys up. Hits the price, it buys up. Hits this price, it buys up, right? And so that's kind of what consolidation is. It's very easy to trade consolidation if you can identify support and resistance. If you can know how to mark up your charts in those zones, then you know exactly what prices you're looking for, and you just wait for it to do the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Get in, get out, get in, get out, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it, buy it, sell it. You can run it up just like that, right? So if you're looking at Hourglass and you see the numbers are the same, just know in your mind it's consolidation. What I would recommend at that point is to actually go to TradingView, and I want all of you guys to practice marking up your charts. And for all y'all on the call, I'm gonna give you guys some homework, right? I want you guys to go pick a pair, and on TradingView, guys, if you need help with how to use TradingView, Brandon Boyd and Dr. Lee, they have a great video. I'm actually about to show it to you guys because I want y'all to be great. Hold on, let me move this out of the way. Okay, so I'm gonna show you guys exactly what video to watch to teach you how to use and mark up your charts, okay? Because I'm not going to show you guys just for the sake of time, so it's a lot. But I want you guys to go study this video. So if you go to Go Live, right, you can go to Hfx, and write this down. All right, go to Go Live, go to HFX, go to Dr. Josh Lee and Brandon Boyd. They are the GOATs at training. They do not call out any trades, but if you need help with how to do something, you're gonna find a video in their favorite sessions, and they literally help me with really how to understand what's going on. So you're gonna go to favorite sessions, and then you're gonna go all the way down to the bottom, right? And really, and all these, you guys, again, are in our Google Drive, okay? So if you need to go back to this at some point, go to the actual Google Drive and go to HFX Academy Study Guide. And this will literally show you exactly what videos to watch to help with whatever you're looking for, right? So it didn't pull up, but if you click on this and zoom in, come on now. Why can't you open this file? Okay, so if you zoom in, right, you'll be able to see which videos and which educators to actually go look at, right? So in their sessions, you have HFX Basics, when to get in a trade. What I recommend you guys watch is how to mark up your chart, trend line, support, and resistance. This video is an hour long. It's great. It's going to show you all of that. It's going to literally break down how to identify certain patterns in the market, how to know when to mark up your zones, just the basics. And they really break it down and give visuals and just examples. So it definitely helps you guys understand exactly what to do. And then I want you guys to practice, you guys, because how you get good at trading, really, really good at trading, is you mark up your own charts and you use Cashtrap or Liberty and have additional confirmations to increase your results. So I want you guys to pick a pair, and I want you to mark up your support and resistance lines and drop it in the bag talk. And we're gonna look, right? It doesn't matter which pair you choose whatever pair you want to, but I want you guys to practice marking up support and resistance. And then I want you to drop a screenshot in the in Discord so that we can all discuss if you guys are doing it right. Now, fun fact about TradingView. If you're on this and you see this camera right here, click, it takes a picture. How cool. And you can save the image, you can copy it, and you can paste it in Discord so we can actually see what's going on. So I am going to, right, mark up mine, and I'm going to do mine first, right? I'm going to drop this in the chat box for you guys. That way you guys can see it, but you don't have to mark up like a whole bunch of lines. Just mark up a particular zone. And then drop that in there so that we can actually see what's going on, right? So paste it, boom. Now we can see your actual markup, okay? So I want you guys to do that by tonight. That way you can get in the habit of, well, let's say by tomorrow. That way you guys can practice how to look up these charts. If I go to basically any one of my currency pairs, you guys, I got some lines on it, right? Because this is how I look at my charts. Now, it can be overwhelming, but I know what all this means. And yeah, don't let this confuse you guys, but this is how my charts look, right? So I'm looking at this, and this is how I trade pretty accurate, because I know exactly what I'm looking for. I know exactly what the market wants to do, when it wants to do it, and I just use that with Cashtrap, right? Now, what I would recommend you guys do is mark this up on the hourly time frame. Hold on. So to take a picture, just click on the camera right here. So with TradingView, you guys, if you look in the top left, you can choose your currency pair here. It's a whole bunch of options. Just click on the first one. And then you can also change your time, right? So you can look at this on a 1 minute, 3 minute, hourly, daily chart. I suggest starting on the hourly time frame. And all that means is that each candle represents 1 hour, right? So each candlestick, which again, let me reset this, right? Each candlestick, which is these little lines right here, right? All this represents 1 hour. So this is going to show you over the period of time how this market has been trending. Now, this right here, this number right here, this is going to show you where price is currently at. So what I recommend that you guys do is mark up your support and resistance around where price is currently. So if price is at this zone, right, I'm going to be looking for, okay, where are my floors and where are my ceilings? And again, go watch that video to learn how to do that. And I'm going to just literally mark up lines over and over and over again. And the more that you do this, you guys, the more you're going to train your eyes to know exactly what you're looking for. And it's going to be second nature. Like trading should be like breathing at this point, right? You want to do this and kind of perfect your craft so that way you know exactly what you're looking at. Now, I just marked up that one area, but what I can see is that every time price hits this line, it drops, right? So that's going to be my ceiling. So it hits this, it drops, it hits this, it drops. And I can literally go back in time. Let's say I look at this on a higher time frame. Let's say I look at this on a 4 hour, which means every 4 hours it hits that line, right? You can kind of see how the markets are playing off of these same zones, right? It's playing off of these same zones over and over and over again. So that's how you mark up support and resistance. I hope I did not confuse you guys. If I did, sorry. But this is stuff that you guys need to know for your trading. So again, it's Dr. Lee and Brandon Boyd, right? How to mark up your chart, trend line, support, and resistance is from October 22nd, 2020. It's towards the bottom of their favorite sessions, right? So if I go to their favorite sessions, it's literally towards the bottom right here, right? How to mark up your chart, trend lines, take a picture, take a screenshot, but watch this video and they're going to show you exactly how to do what I just did. And when you do that, right, you're going to notice that you understand this product so much better when you understand how the market moves. So do any of you guys have any questions on anything I went over, anything about Cashtrap, Trading View, the video, anything that you guys need help with? But that's essentially it, y'all. You know, again, make sure that you guys go to the Google Drive. It's literally in trading resources, right? Click on this link right here, and it's going to take you to this guide where you can have the cheat sheets for Cashtrap and Simple Scalper. You have the compound plan. You have a study guide to know which videos to watch in the academy to help you understand what this is. You have a fast start, so which videos to watch. You know, when you go through the first session, so, you know, just to jumpstart that, you can also click on this and see that if you go to the actual academy videos and if we go to im.center and we go to the actual academy videos, right? We go to academy library. We go to HFX. Right? That's going to be where you follow this, right? So you want to watch these videos. They have the trading session times, which I recommend you guys look at. Candlesticks, support and resistance is video 121, trend lines, pullbacks. Watch these videos, you guys. And if you watched it already, watch them again, because watching them one time when you first get started, you're not going to understand what this even means. But as you continue to hop on these trading sessions and kind of have a better understanding, go back and watch it again. That way you can actually get, oh, this is what that means. Now that you've seen it a couple of times, you can watch that and kind of, you know, correlate what these terms mean. These videos are super short, you know, but definitely look at these and study them, take notes, and go and practice, right? When you watch the videos, go and practice marking up your charts. That way you can see what's going on. So let me look at the chat box. I think you guys have some questions. Oh, you're just saying thank you. You're welcome, you guys. So I will drop this recording. Again, give me some time, y'all. I am traveling tomorrow. I have not even packed yet. I got a lot to do today to get ready for Miami tomorrow. So I will not have this recording available today. Give me until like Sunday to get all the videos uploaded, because I've literally been on tour. I've been all over the place, you guys. So sorry for the delay, but bear with me. It's just me, one person with these videos. So I'm gonna get the crypto party. I'm gonna get social media training. I'm gonna get this call, whatever calls I've done. I'm gonna get all those on my YouTube channel. And then I'm later. But if you guys don't have any other questions, I hope y'all have a fantastic rest of the day. If you're going to Miami, I'll see y'all there. It's gonna be lit. And yes, you guys have a great night. I know Matt is not coming on later, but I think either Ness or DL is. If you trade DL session, use low risk. Okay, DL's great, but he's not for everybody. So if you have never been on his session before, use low risk. See if his style is up to you. You know, kind of how you want to trade. I know some people love him. Figure it out, like kind of, you know, if you like his sessions or not. He's amazing energy, but he is a little bit advanced. So if you hop on his sessions, risk low, see if you like his style of trading, but definitely hop on his sessions as well. And if you don't hop on any sessions, study. Oh, one more thing. The best time to use Cashtrap, you guys, is during London session. Let me say one more time. The best time to use Cashtrap is during London session. If you don't know what this trading session time is, again, watch that video in the academy. It's like the third video. But London session is from like 3:30 in the morning to like 11 o'clock a.m., right? Super early, but I guarantee you guys, you're going to see a lot better results trading it at that hour. If you know, you know, if you've been on any of my sessions. You've been making the bag. I have not had any sessions this week because I've been traveling, but next week, you guys, I may open up and do, you know, 1 or 2 London sessions with the team. I don't like to do that every day because that messes up my flow. If I'm being honest with you guys, like I need to think kind of by myself. But you know, I'll drop that in the sometime next week in the chat box with you guys. That way you can trade with me. I normally do 4 in the morning. So if you take a nap, set your alarm, be up. I'm gonna drop the link. Whoever's on, they're on. But sometime next week, I'll let you guys know when I'll be back from traveling like on Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'll do a session with you guys during London. I'll show you guys how Cashtrap moves, how the markets move at that time. It's beautiful. It's the best. I trade for an hour. I go back to sleep. And yeah, there are new educators that go live at 4 and 2 a.m. Are you asking me, Kaylin, or are you telling me? Because I know we do have some new educators, but I don't know if that was a question or a statement. But I don't trade with any educators at that time. I just trade by myself. So if there are new educators that come on at that time, that is lit too. I'm gonna definitely check them out. I'm gonna tell you guys, y'all have a great night. I'll catch you later. Oh, also, op call, free trial. Hop on that tonight. Get your prospects on. Let them see what we have going on, and let's get y'all making some residual money. Okay, that's it for real. Bye.